What's going on, guys? Ryan O'Toole back here again, giving you guys another review. If you guys are new here, feel free to click that subscribe button and that bell notification icon for more reviews, reactions, rankings, and more movie content. With the release of Rambo: Last Blood hitting theaters this weekend, I figured it's the perfect time to talk about Rambo. And I'm not going to review all the Rambo movies because I got a ranking video coming out this weekend. I figured I had time to only review one of them, so I figured I'd talk about the very first film in this franchise, and that is First Blood, directed by Ted Kotcheff and starring Sylvester Stallone as John Rambo. John Rambo is a former Vietnam War veteran who returns 7 years later after his discharge from the services. He goes home to this town in Washington to visit an old friend of his until he finds out he died of cancer. John Rambo decides to go back, and this cop arrests him and tells him that he is danger to this town. And so John Rambo has a huge war with the police. He hides in a mountain, fights in a forest, and so we have this Rambo movie where it's John Rambo versus law enforcement. Now, when it comes to the Rambo franchise, this wasn't a franchise I didn't get to watching until today, so I really wanted to get invested in this franchise with this Stallone character, because this is definitely one of his more iconic characters next to Rocky Balboa. And I know I'm going to get comments down below asking if I read the book before by David Morrell, which is First Blood. If you guys didn't know, this movie is based off a book by David Morrell. I've not read the book. Watching this whole entire franchise is going to be a good one, and with this first Rambo movie, my overall thoughts are that it was fantastic. It was a straight, simple action movie with a really simple story. It was short and straight to the point, and I loved every minute of it. Sylvester Stallone is fantastic as John Rambo. As this character, he's a complete badass from start to finish, and his character is a little rocky from the start. You have no idea if he's a good guy or a bad guy, but you could definitely side with him. The first impression that you get off of this guy is that he seems very reserved, very emotionless, but deep down inside, he does have a lot of emotion in him when he finds out that his former friend dies. You really do feel for Rambo and what he's going through in this movie, and so you do want to see him get his vengeance in what he's going for. Brian Dennehy plays the main police officer who is constantly bothering John Rambo and getting on him and trying to arrest him. He was really good as well. All the cop characters are really good characters that are trying to get John Rambo. Both sides, you definitely understand their weaknesses and what they're trying to do. These cops have no idea the actual background of John Rambo until Rambo's former general comes in to offer some advice and try to get Rambo to stop his craziness he's doing and try to make things peaceful. And that's definitely the main storyline of this first Rambo movie. It's Rambo versus law enforcement. The law enforcement are scared of Rambo and his abilities. He's a former Green Beret, and he won the Medal of Honor. This guy has a lot of skills. He knows how to set up traps in a freaking jungle. He's taken out all these cops left to right. He kills one with a helicopter. The action sequences are bloody, brutal, and straight to the point. I really like most of the action sequences and what do go down here, especially that whole rainforest fight sequence that goes down. There's thunder and lightning. You can see Rambo pop out of bushes and kill cops left to right with these dogs. It's really gruesome. You have no idea where Rambo could pop out of. It's really well shot. It's only 90 minutes long. It felt really short, and it's a really great concept and a straight story that I could totally get behind, and you as well. And the movie does a really great job of balancing the struggles with Rambo as well, not trying to make him this completely perfect person, because he's definitely not a perfect person at all. He has a lot of flaws inside him. He's definitely the character that you're rooting for, but deep down inside, he's a really troubled person. And there's a really great scene towards the end that definitely develops his character a lot more, and him realizing the stuff that he is doing is to try to make him feel more confident in what he's trying to do, as well as being vulnerable and forgiven to some mistakes he has made in the past. My first issue with this movie is with some of the effects that go down. Now, with this movie coming out in 1982, you can obviously expect some visuals and sound effects to sound dated overall. Most of the action sequences, whenever there's gun shootouts, it definitely sounds like it's a Western more than a gritty action movie. It kind of took me out of the movie with how some of those gun shooting sequences went down, but it was paid off with that final ending. But it's definitely a little nitpick I had. And I also wanted more of the Colonel Sam Trotman character. Whenever he does show up in the middle act of the movie, he has a relationship with Rambo. He trained him to become this deadly assassin character. I wanted more interactions with him in Rambo. We don't get that until the second-ish act, then the final act. It could have fleshed out the character more and could have fleshed in that relationship more to get it to be more believable. First Blood was a really great gritty action movie and a great start to the franchise. Sylvester Stallone definitely proves himself here once again. He doesn't need to prove himself to me. He's a great actor as well as a lead character in a film. Next to Rocky, this just goes right down as to one of Stallone's greatest franchises. And this first one definitely proves it to be watchable. On my rating scale, I'm going to give First Blood a 4.5 out of 5 stars. There you have it, guys. That was my thoughts on First Blood. What did you guys think of First Blood? If you have seen it, did you love it, think it was okay, or did you absolutely hate it? Let's talk about First Blood down below in the comments. Stay tuned to my review for Rambo Last Blood, which is coming out Friday or Thursday night. Look out for it, as well as my ranking for the whole Rambo franchise. We'll be watching all of them and doing that ranking for you. Thank you guys, as always, for watching this review. All my social media links are in the description below, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye!